Hello, Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to the next session. In this session, I will explain you two more components of designing the graphical user interface application. That is most important components. Color. In Java, color is an object of class color. We have a class which is defined in the package java.awt, right? So frames, we cannot directly color the frame. We need to color the content pane, that is container. We can change the color of the container. How do you change the color of the container? By basically the background color, by using this content pane dot set background, right? Let me show you this code here. So here we have a small code. We have a very, just to demonstration. So first code here, I have this code. So by default you see the light gray color. I want to change the color of this one, right? So basically this is code, it is given here. So in this material, get content pane, this is the color. I just copy. Let's see how does it work. Does it work? Yes, it works. Now it requires a color object, a color constant here. So you just say color dot. So we'll have list of color constants value here, final value. You look at the examples here. Color, we have different color constants. Color constants which are available in the java.awt package here. You can choose any color you want, right? So color dot, I can say color dot. I use magenta something, right? How does it looks? Run the file. Very first thing, this is magenta color. All right, it's very sharp and dark. Okay, let me change this yellow on the file. This is little bit better. Okay, all right, so let me put this frame set this one is, it's okay. Okay, so this is color here now, but I want to add color. Now look at the example here. You see here, sorry, not this part. In this one, I want to change the font size and the color of this label, as well as the text field, as well as the buttons. How to apply the settings here? Let me show you this part here. So we need to apply the settings here. So if you go, I need to add some font here. How to create font in Java? Font F, creating new font. So how do you create? The font has 3 parameters and you must follow this parameter here. For example, this is Arial. Font name, font dot, some bold. So you have bold, italic, plain, dialog, sans serif. So there are different other methods of the font here. Let's go with the, basically bold, little bold color. And third parameter is the size. For example, I want to go with the size 18. Okay, so this is my font I created. Now I apply this font to the label. How do you apply? Okay, you need to label name, control C, label dot. You say set font, set font, you see, set font this part. So it will apply and pass this parameter set font as an object. Now it will this, the font, the label, enter name will be following the Arial mode. Okay, now look at the example, this will change. Okay, bold and it and 18. Now you see it's little bigger. Okay, and by area you can change the font name. Okay, example, have those book Antigua. Just go to this word, run the file, you will have this part, book Antigua. This is a little good, right? So this is one thing. Now change the color of the font. I want to change the color. How to change the color? Same thing. So if we set background, there is another called label dot set foreground. Set foreground. This is to change the text color. Text. So we'll have to go with red. Okay, let it be red by default. Okay, so run the file. Now the font of the label is, the color of the label is changed to red. So apply same thing for the text field, apply same thing for the button, font and everything, right? Let me put the same thing for the text field. For the text name, now this is just, I'm grouping this part. Text name, control C, dot, set font. I'm using the same font, right? And I want to use the text name dot set background color. I want to use background color, maybe some, let's see what are the colors. Pink, orange, light gray. Let me go with light gray color. Okay. And set foreground color is blue. Let's go with blue color. So I apply the same three: font, set, background and foreground. Let's run the file. You see, Pharos. Right. Sorry, I have forgot this one name here. Right. Now run the file here. When you type, it should appear in blue, right? You see, it's appearing in blue color. So this is one thing here. Okay. So you can go with the, then there's one more thing here: text name dot set editable. So I'm setting editable is like, are you going to edit this field or not, right? For example, if I say it will take one parameter, true false, you see boolean, taking boolean here. So by default is true, I make it as a false, right? Now before that one, I change the color. Actually, color dot, I give something, pink. Okay, so run the file here. Now here I cannot write it here. Now I cannot type. It will not edit. It will not change anything because I made it this editable false. Sometimes you need to data if you don't want to change it. So you make that field as a editable false. Right? This is for this one. Now let's same thing will apply for the buttons. Right? So let the button will be there. I just want to change the color of the button to different color. So Control C, Control V, foreground to green. Right? Run the file. It's a green. So it's a green color, right? So this is one thing. And again thing you see here, button dot set enable. It's like set editable, set enable. So make it false. Say what is the answer here? The button is gray out. Can you see it is gray out? You cannot perform click. It will not do any click options. For example, look very carefully. If I make it true, by default is true. On the file, it is, can you see it is performing some action. It's clickable. When you make it false, it is disabled. When you disable the click operation, now you cannot click. Sometimes you don't want, sometimes you enter the wrong password, enter something, you make it disable, right? So this is the thing here. This is a simple formatting texting. This is changing the background color, this is changing the foreground color, this is for the container, right? And this is enable, disable for the buttons. Text field, you can apply for this text field also for the here. Instead of editable, you can use this also. So these are all the simple color classes, right? Which I want different. If you want different color, so use different color C equal to new color. Now color will take three parameters actually: red, green, blue. Red, green, blue. For example, this is red, right? So I want to go with red, green, blue. It's combination of 255 comma 255. This is color combination: red, green, blue. When you make this thing, let me like example. This is 200, and this is maybe 55. Maybe this is 25. There are more red. Red is more, right? Let's see what will happen to the foreground of the label. Applying this C to the label, right? Let's see what does color it shows. It's similar to red, more in red color because you apply more in red. Now more in red, green, you apply more in green and apply here 100. Let's see. And on the file, little bit green color, green touch up. So change the color combination. You can see the color combination from internet or something. This is simply not necessary. Just put any random colors, right? So hope it's understand clear.